तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् page 386। तौह प्रजापतिरुवाच येषोऽक्षिणि पुरुषो दृश्यते एष आत्मेति होवाच एतदमृतम् अभयम् एतद्ब्रह्मेति अथयोऽयं भगवः अपरिख्यायते यश्चायमादर्शे कथम एष इति एष उहेव एषु सर्वेषु अन्तेषु परिख्यायते इति होवाच। So Prajapati said to both Indra and Virochana in answer to their request of imparting self-knowledge, knowledge about Atma, Yesha Akshini Purusha Dushyate Isha Atma iti hovacha. The Purusha, the person, the conscious being, the consciousness, as a matter of fact, Dushyate, that is seen. Where what Prajapati meant was the drashta, not the one who is seen, but the one who is seer, not even the seer, even the essence of the seer, the sakshi, the witness, the very consciousness. And in qualification of that Atma, it is true that if you take the literal meaning of Esha Dushyate, one who is seen in the eye, of course it would amount to the reflection or the body that is reflected, however. But then Prajapati qualified. Isha Atmeti hovacha. It is the very Atma. It is Amrutam, Abhayam, Etad Brahma iti. So these lakshanas also were given. See, yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivante yat prayant. The lakshana is given. What is this? Tat Brahma Tad Vijijñāsasva iti. Tat Brahma Tad Vijijñāsasva. Annam Pranam Chakshu Shrotram Mano Vachamiti. Then this, where will you investigate about Brahman? Adi Bhagavo Brahmeti, please teach me about Brahman. Then father said, Annam Pranam Chakshu Shrotram Mano Vachamiti. Annam is Brahma, Pranam, Manaha, Vak, all this is Brahman. So this is the point of investigation. When you investigate what Brahman is, remember this, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivante, yat prayante, abhisamvishante. So as the father had directed him, he Annam. And so Annam Brahmeti Vijana. Annam is Brahman. Annadva eva khalvimani bhutani jayante. From Annam alone, the food alone, all the beings are born, they sustain, and they go back into that. So now with this understanding and conviction comes to father. So Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. Then he said this. Then father says, no, this is not Brahman. Meaning you further investigate. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva Tapo Brahmeti. So, hey Bhrigu, you need to further investigate whether Annam is the ultimate source of all the beings or not. Annam is the source of beings, all right. But is it the ultimate source of beings? Annam also is born of something. So, Pranam Brahmeti Vijijñāsasva, so Brahma Vijanat, Mano Brahmeti Vijanat. So, this Lakshana is very important. And with that only we can properly understand the meaning of the statement of the teacher. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So the Lakshana of Brahman is given and then you investigate. And whether or not a given entity satisfies this qualification of Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So Prajapati said, Edad Atma iti, Edad Amrutam, Abhayam, Edad Brahma. So if they had taken this into account and then asked themselves, so their conclusion was the reflection is Atma. But at the most you may say the body that is reflected is Atma. This was their conclusion. But they did not inquire further or think further whether what they think is Atma, is it Amritam, Abhayam, Brahma? No. They just stopped at the literal meaning of what Prajapati said and concluded that the body is Atma. And yoyam bhagava apsu parikhyayate yaschayam adarshe. And then to verify, confirm their understanding, they asked, so all right, the one that is seen in the eye is Atma. So how about the one that is seen in the water? How about one that is seen in the mirror? The eye is one, Atma is seen in the eye, in the water, in the mirror. Which one of them is Atma? What is Bhashyakara added? Kim va ekayava Atma iti. So, different entities appear to be seen in different reflecting surfaces. Which one of them is Atma? You said that the one that is seen in the eye is Atma. But then similar entities seen in the mirror also, in the water also. Which one of them are? Are they all of them one? And to that again Prajapati replied, Esha eva, Esha sarveshu anteshu parikhyayate. Esha, this indeed, is parikhyayate, is clearly seen, sarveshu anteshu, in all these reflecting media. So then the question is it proper for Prajapati to have replied in this manner? Because Shishyayoho viparita grahanam anujnatam. It appears that Prajapati is consenting. Anujnatam. Shishyayoho viparita grahanam. It is very clear that the disciples have wrongly understood. And we would have expected Prajapati to say, Yuvam viparita grahino, maya to sakshi atma ukta hai iti. Prajapati would have said, hey, you fellows have viparita grahino. So you may not have said that you are mudho. Viparita grahino. Hey, you have misunderstood what I have said. Maya to sakshi atma ukta hai. What I meant was the witness and not the drashta and not the drishya. You have misunderstood me. Instead of saying that, Prajapati says, that one is seen in all these media. So the words of Prajapati appear to be such that Prajapati appears to be consenting the conclusion of the disciples. When Prajapati did not say this, that you wrongly understood and you are deluded, then that is what we would have expected from a teacher like Prajapati. It's number one. Number two is that the teacher should never have, even if Prajapati does not have ragadveshas. In case some teacher has ragadvesha, we would not expect him to display them towards the disciple. So Bhashyakara said that Prajapati thought that right now let them understand the way they have. If I tell them you are mudho, you are deluded, you are viparita grahino, you misunderstood what I said, perhaps that would create dejection in the mind of the students. Once dejection is created, avasadhanam, then that would rob them of all their enthusiasm and self-esteem and enthusiasm. Oh, we could not even understand what Prajapati said. So that would be a very blow on their self-esteem and therefore the enthusiasm. And therefore the process that is required for learning, punah prashna, if you are not understood, you go ahead and ask. Shravanam, listening to answer to the teacher. And then grahanam, grasping what the teacher says. Avadharanam, assimilating what you understood. See, all these processes are required on the part of the student to really gain the knowledge of what the teacher is teaching. Meaning that knowledge does not simply take place by listening. But when the student is listening, then there is grahanam, there is grasping the meaning of what is said, avadharanam, and then also coming to conclusion, conviction, and a certain understanding, retaining, assimilating. All of this requires a great deal of effort. And if they lose their enthusiasm, then perhaps they won't be able to make this effort. And therefore, so rather than telling them the truth in the manner in which they would understand, so how Prajapati told the truth from his standpoint. So his first of all is that okay, so Prajapati did not discourage them, and so he said. Next question is, then na yuktam esha anutam vaktum. If Prajapati, is it not a white lie? So says satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. So Prajapati followed this rule. Na bruyat, satyam apriyam, satyam na bruyat. That you are deluded and that you are misunderstood, that would have been unpleasant truth, you should not say. Okay. But priyamapi nanritam bruyat. Even if what is said is pleasant to hear, it should not be false. So it is all right that Prajapati did not tell the truth that was unpleasant, but then he should not have said something which is untruth. So anutam vaktum nayuktam is not proper on the part of Prajapati to have said a falsehood. So that would misguide them. So when you say something that is wrong or false, and the listener thinks it is coming from you, a reliable source, an apta, so they would take it to be true and they would be misguided. So, nacha anurudha muktam Bhasakara said that no, Prajapati is, what he said is, number one, to avoid creating discouragement, or dejection on the part of the disciples. At the same time, he has not said untruth. Because from his own standpoint, the person, the self that he had in mind was the witness. And indeed, that one self is the self of all. Ishade Atma Sarvantarayati. This self of yours is the self of all. And that was the self that was in the mind of Prajapati. And therefore, from his standpoint, what Prajapati said was right. So, number one, Prajapati avoided saying the unpleasant truth. At the same time, Prajapati did not utter a falsehood. That's what Bhashyakara establishes here. Tameva avochat eshavit evaiti atah nanudamuktam prajapatina. The question was the pronoun esha, this one. So, as somebody would understand, this one is the one that was referred to by the disciples, which was a reflected self. But that was from their standpoint. From the standpoint of Prajapati, this one is what is aparokshaya bhanta, what appears or what is experienced and known immediately as the very self. So, esha should refer to sannihitam. When you pronounce this, should refer to something that is proximate. So it's true that the reflection was proximate in as much as that was what was meant by the disciples. But then the aparoksha atma was sannihita tara. From this standpoint of Prajapati, self, that is consciousness, is even more proximate than that self referred to by Indra and Prajapati, Indra and Virochana. Therefore, from his standpoint, Prajapati was not wrong, meaning that he has not uttered a falsehood. Now, coming to the Tika, on the line 32 on the page 387. No, यदि एवं अर्थत्वं वाक्यस्य विवक्षितम्. What is Vakya? Prajapati's Vakya. Isho eva, Ishu sarveshu anteshu parikhyayate. Isho eva, this one indeed. Ishu sarveshu anteshu parikhyayate. This one indeed is clearly seen in all of these, in all these reflecting media. So, evam arthatvam vakyasya vivakshitam. That by word esha, Prajapati did not mean the reflection which was intended by Indra and Virochana. And Prajapati meant the sakshi which was intended by him. If this is the meaning of what Prajapati said, then tahi na viparita grahanam Prajapatina anugnatam. Then Prajapati is not consented to the misunderstanding of the disciples. Because Esha did not mean the reflection. If Prajapati said the reflection that you see is the Atma of all, then that would have been consenting the wrong understanding of the disciples. But Prajapati meant that Sakshi is the Atma of all. So he really did not consent the misunderstanding of the disciples. Is not so? यदि एवं अर्थत्वं वाक्यस्य विवक्षितं तर्हि न विपरीतग्रहणं प्रजापितना अनुज्ञातमिति. So even in the beginning itself, Prajapati is not consented to the wrong understanding of the disciples. Then, Purvokto Chodya Pariharo Ayukto, then why did you ask this question? Katham Yuktam Shishyo Viparitigraham Anujñatum. See, the question was, how is it fair or right for Prajapati to consent to the misunderstanding of the disciples? And you answered that question, proving that it was not the consenting. But where is the occasion for that question? If Prajapati did not consent to the, even apparently did not consent to the misunderstanding of disciple, then why was the question raised that how come Prajapati appears to have consented to the misunderstanding, and then go ahead and say that no, it was not misunderstanding, Prajapati did not discourage them, didn't want them rejected. So that means that you actually in a way accepted our viewpoint. Purvokto Chodya Pariharo Ayukto. So then the earlier question, how come Prajapati appears to have consented to the misunderstanding? And your reply that the intention was not to consent misunderstanding, intention was to avoid the dejection on the part of the disciples. That means that Esha is accepted as the reflection. You see? Now you go ahead and say Esha is Sakshi. At that time, you also answered the question as though Esha meant the reflection. And said yes, it was temporarily accepted by Prajapati so that disciples are not dejected. So Prajapati accepted the misunderstanding of the disciples. But you say that Prajapati meant always Sakshi, so he never accepted it. Then why was that earlier question answered? It is no occasion, no reason for that. That's the question. Now this Tikakara, raised the question. Viparita Grahana Anujña Brahmajanaka Vakya Ayukta. I think that na goes with this perhaps. What this questioner means is, so na viparita grahana anujña brahmajanaka vakyokti ayukta. See, viparita grahana anujña brahmajanaka vakyokti. Vakyokti utterance of this statement by Prajapati. Of what? Brahmajanaka. Viparita grahana anujña brahma. So words of Prajapati create in our mind the Brahma or the delusion that Prajapati has in fact consented to the Viparita Grahanam or misunderstanding of the disciples. Literally, Prajapati's Vakya creates in us and would have created in the disciples also a Brahma or delusion that Prajapati has consented the Viparita Grahanam or misunderstanding of the disciples. Ayukta, that should not have been. Kintu yuvam viparita grahino mayatu sakshyatma ukta iti uttaram vaktavyam. But at that time itself, Prajapati should have said, yuvam viparita grahino. Hey, you fellows there, so why did he say eshaha? He should have said, yuvam tu viparita grahino. Hey, you have misunderstood me. Maya to sakshyatma ukta. What I meant was the sakshi. Idi uttaram vaktavyam. This is what he should have, idi parichodhanartha. Then Prajapati should have right then itself said, if you did not want to consent, see your first answer that Prajapati did not want to discourage the students, and therefore he as though consented their misunderstanding. That was their answer. But if Prajapati never consented, then the answer should have been, hey, you fellows are misunderstood, and what I meant was Sakshi or witness at that time itself. Why has Prajapati said in this kind of words, which created Brahma or delusion that he is concerning the misunderstanding of disciples? So this Tikakara's own, exploring further. Tadangikaran parihara kriyate drashtavyam. So tadangikaran parihara kriyate drashtavyam. That tadangikaran, that the Brahma is there, accepting that the parihara is kriyate. You have done the parihara, replied as though you accepted. This question is asking Bhashyakara that you seem to have accepted that is Brahma was created and that was consented. Yatha asmabhihi viparita grahana brahmajanaka vaktoktim angikritya tad buddhyanusarana tad nivartayishyami iti prajapati abhipraya ukta iti uktam tad anusari uttarvakyam. So yatha asmabhihi, Bhashyakara says that just as by us, viparita grahana brahma janaka vakyoktim angikritya. That yes, Prajapati has said a sentence or replied which appears to create an impression that Prajapati has consented the misunderstanding. That is right. Prajapati has consented the misunderstanding of the disciples. So that is created a Brahma. Prajapati's words do create the delusion in the mind of the disciples that he has consented their misunderstanding, their understanding. That is right. And still Prajapati has not lied because from his standpoint it was only Sakshi. So both are right. Iti angikritya tad buddhi anusarana tad nivartayishyami iti. So then grunnitam tavat. At that time Prajapati thought that like grunnitam tavat. Let them accept, let them understand it this way right now. Udesharav drishtantena apaneshyami iti. That I will remove the misunderstanding by the illustration of the plate full of water, which will come in the next sentence, next statement, passage. So what we have said is right. That yes, Prajapati's statement does create a Brahma or delusion that is consenting the misunderstanding of the disciples. It's a delusion. In reality, from his standpoint, he never consented. But he did create the Brahma or delusion in the disciples that he is consenting to their understanding. So that they are not dejected and that they are ready for further explanation. See, if they were dejected at that time, then if Prajapati had said that now look at your reflection in the plate full of water, their mindset would not be that they would not benefit anything from further teaching. But since their enthusiasm is retained, thus we understood. Then if Prajapati can guide them to right understanding. So it is true that we have accepted that Prajapati has created in them a Brahma delusion that Prajapati has accepted their understanding so that he can guide them further. Tat anusarya uttara vakyam. See, the following passage confirms what we have said. Following passage confirms what we have said. Aha tathacha. So the last sentence of the Bhashya, similarly, or as Anandagi says, itascha prajapati na mrisha vaditvam. So Anandagi looks at it differently. Itascha, for this further reason also, that Prajapati is not uttered a falsehood. Tathacha, the Subhashakara says, Tathacha tayoho viparita grahana nivrutyarthaha. Nivrutyartham is what is it? Nivrutyartham hi aha. Tathacha, in keeping with this. So in keeping with what? In keeping with this, that Prajapati's words did create in the mind of the disciple a delusion that Prajapati has consented to their understanding. Whereas in reality, from the standpoint of Prajapati, he only meant the witness and therefore did not consent. Tathacha, in keeping with this explanation of ours, tayoho viparita grahana nivrutyartham aha. So now Prajapati proceeds to remove their viparita grahanam. Prajapati proceeds to remove their misunderstanding by further experiment. Hi shabdena asya arthasya udasharavadi vakya spashtatvam uktam. Hi shabdena, hi aha. Hi shabdena asya arthasya. This artha. That yes, a delusion was created in disciples and Prajapati went along with it, waiting for an occasion when he can remove that delusion. The reason was that the enthusiasm of the disciples was more important than saying what is right. So he did not say anything, he did not say wrong, but he did not say the right very clearly also. He did not say wrong from his standpoint, and he said not right from the standpoint of the disciples. Asya arthasya udasharavadi vakya spashtatvam. So the next passage clarifies this, that Prajapati proceeded to remove the misunderstanding. So otherwise you would say right here. If you say right here, there is misunderstood, then the effort to remove misunderstanding would not have remained. Understand this. If right away Prajapati said that, hey fellows, you misunderstood me. What I meant was witness. Then the further instruction of looking into the plate full of water, etc., which is meant for removing misunderstanding, would have no reason at all. You understand? Because here itself is removed. It's witness what I meant. So misunderstanding would have been removed. But it's not removed. He wants to remove it in his own very delicate way. He did not want a surgery like, what do you call it, surgical strike. He wanted a very smooth surgery. That's what Prajapati meant, So this is what Prajapati is doing with the disciples. It was very important to bring out this, how Prajapati is as a teacher, how Prajapati is functioning before his disciples. So, Udasharavadi Vakya Spashtatvam, this will become very clear in the next passage, which begins with the word Udasharave. So let us see what the next passage is on the page 388. Udasharave Atmanam Avekshya Yadatmanah Na Vijanitha Tanme Prabrutam Iti Tauha Udasharave Avekshan Chakrade Tauha Prajapati Ruvacha Kim Pashyasa Iti Tauha Uchatuhu Sarvam Eva Idam Avam Bhagavaha Atmanam Pashyavaha Alomabhyaha Anakhebhyaha Pratirupamite. So Prajapati says, Udasharave Atmanam Aveksha. Udasharava means a plate. Sharava. Uda means water. So Udasharava is here a plate full of water. So in a plate full of water, Atmanam Aveksha. Now look at the Atma in the plate full of water. Yadatmana na vijanita. And then what you do not understand about the self, tanme prabrutam. Please tell me what you do not understand about the self. Looking at the plate full, looking at this Atma in the plate full of water means reflection. So Prajapati expected that looking at the reflection in the plate full of water, they would realize something. He said, wait a minute. How can we conclude that reflection is Atma? Because reflection does not satisfy those criteria. Same time, reflection also says there is reflection which is not Amritam, which is not immortal. So somehow Prajapati thought that this is what they would be able to understand and arrive at the right understanding. So they would say that, hey, we do not see the immortality here. We see Atma all right. Amrutam, Abhayam, Brahma, that part we do not see. So, yat Atmana na vijani, the Prajapati expected that they would come back and say that we do not see this in the Atma. Tanme prabrutam, that you please tell me. So, this is what Prajapati told them. So, they followed instruction. Tauha udasharave avekshan chakrate. Therefore, both of them did look into the plate full of water and did not report. Did not come back to Prajapati saying, hey, this we do not understand. They seem to have understood all right. So again, Prajapati said, all right, they have not understood. So let me prompt them further. Tauha Prajapati uvacha. Prajapati took the initiative of asking, Kim pashyate? Hey, what do you see in there? Prajapati is not asking what you see in there. What is missing in what you see there? What's your conclusion based on what you see there? But again, this simply took the literal meaning of what Prajapati said. Tauha uchatuhu, both of them said, Sarvam evedam avam bhagavaha pratirupam, goes with pratirupam atmanam pashyavaha. Bhagavaha, Venerable Sir, avam pratirupam atmanam. We see our reflection. Sarvam in its entirety. We see our reflection in its entirety. What is entirety? Alomabhya nakhebhya iti. Begin from hair of the head to nakha or nails of the toe. So from tip to the toe we see a complete reflection of ourselves in this. In that they did not find anything unusual. Meaning this Prajapati's experiment failed. But point is, Prajapati wanted them to think and arrive at the right understanding. So the Tikakara explains, Anandagiri says, Atmanam udasarave avekshya. See what the passage means is explained, it's confusing somewhat. Having seen the Atma or the self in the plate full of water, tam tatra atmanam pashyanto. The two of them who are seeing the Atma in the plate full of water. Tau anantaram yat atmanah na vijanitha yuvam. So afterwards, whatever you do not see about the Atma, so you will see Atma but will not see something about the Atma in there. What will not see? The Amrutam, Abhayam, Brahma, that you will not see. So yet Atma na vijanitha. What you do not see or understand about the Atma, tanme prabhutam iti sambandha. So this is how this sentence has to be construed here. Going to Abhinav Narayana Nanendra in the line 23, Chaya Atmani Apahata Papmattvadiyana Atma Lakshanattvena Uktanam Abhavat. Again they are looking at Chayatma, looking at the Chaya of the reflection. And reflection is Atma according to them. So present conclusion is the reflection is the Atma. Apahata Papmattvadiyana आत्मा अपहत पापमा विजरः विमृत्युः विशोकः विजिगित्सः अपिपास all of this is being said satya kama satya sankalp further then amrutam abhayam etad brahma. So atma lakshanattvena uktanam, so all those things which were said as the lakshana or the characteristic of atma, that atma is free of sin, free of old age, free of death, hunger, thirst, Abhavat, they will not see those characteristics in the Atma that is seen in the water. Therefore, tatra atmuddhi nivrittihi bhavishyateti. Therefore, the conclusion that the reflection in Atma, that conclusion will go away. Hey, this is not immortal. This is not sinless. This is not free from old age, not free from death. This is not immortal. This Atma. How can this be Atma? So, Atma Buddhi Nivritti, Atma Buddhi, the Buddhi or the conclusion of knowledge, that the reflection is Atma Nivritti, so Buddhi Nivritti Bhavishyati, that conclusion of this understanding would go away. Because if we would find that the characters of Atma, which I have said, do not apply to the Atma, that is seen in the reflection plate full of water. This is the abhipraya. So this is the abhipraya or the intention of Prajapati in telling them to look at the plate full of water. So that is confirming our conclusion that Prajapati had as though consented their misunderstanding with the plan that he will proceed further to remove that misunderstanding. And so this experiment is in keeping with that. Udasharaveti. So Bhashyakara says, Udasharave Udakapurne Sharavadau Atmanam Avekshya Anantaram Yattatra Atmanam Pashyantau न विजानीतः तन्मे मम प्रब्रूतम् आचक्ष्याथाम् इति उक्तौ तौह तथैव उदशरावे अवेक्षाञ्चक्राते अवेक्षणं चक्रतुः. So Udasharave, Udaka Purna Sharave. So Madhyam Padalopi Samas is what you have to understand here. Uda means water, Sharava means a plate. Chakoru, Sharava, I guess, something, or pilpay, whatever. Shallow dish. But I was looking for an equivalent word in Gujarati, or whatever. So Kodyu and Shakoru again. But then this Sharava is, I guess, is a large plate apparently, a shallow dish. Okay. Huh? No, I know. The point is whether there is a Sharava, so whether we use that word in Gujarati or not, or a variation of that. But anyway. So Udaka Purna Sharava, that's what it means. Plate full of water. Sharavada, that means if you don't have the Sharava and if something else is there, doesn't matter. Look into that. Idea is that, we don't find a Sharava. Alright, find whatever you find, plate full of water. So Sharavada. Atmanam aveksha. Looking at yourself. Anantaram, afterwards, having looked at yourself, you looked at the Atma in the plate full of water. Yat tatra Atmanam pashyantu, the two of you who are seeing the Atma in the plate full of water. Na vijanitah, what it is that you do not know, what it is that you don't understand, meaning discrepancy that you find. Looking at the Atma in the water, the discrepancy that you find. What's the discrepancy? That the Atma that we see does not possess these characteristics of apahata papmatvam, etc. Tanme means mama prabhutam. That you please tell me. So, because as Tikakara said, that apahata papatvadinam, because Prajapati said, what is the nature of Atma? When they will not find them, then their misunderstanding, they will give up their misunderstanding. And then say, what is it? Tanme prabhutam iti achakshiyatham. Prabhutam means what? Achakshiyatham. All this achaksh, And so this is vidhiling, achakshiyatham. So, both of you, may you please tell me. Idyuktau, those two were told thus. Tauha, tasaiva, those two, tasaiva in the same manner. So that way they are very obedient, Udasharave avekshan chakrade. So what are you talking about? We already asked you that, seen in the water, seen in the mirror, which one of them is Atma? And then again you ask him to look at. So ultimately, apsu parikhyayate. So what is seen in the water, that's what is being told again to do, Those fellows that already looked at not only in the eye, apsu, in the water also they said, others in the mirror also they are seen. Again they are asked to look in the water. So they would say, we already done it, but no. Tathaiva udasharave avekshan chakrade avekshanam chakratuhu. So they did the avekshanam. They looked at the water, plate full of water. Again, go to Tika, next Tika, line 24. Atha yat tatra iti. Chayatmanam pashyandu. Tatra means chayatmani. So, atmanah means atmanah sambandhi. Atmo lakshanattvena uktam. So, atmanah na vijanitah. What you do not see pertaining to the self, that is what is meant. Atma means the self, atmana pertaining to the self. So the Tikakara says, atmana means what? Tat atmana sambandhi. It's a sambandhi shashti. So pertaining to Atma, what you do not see. What is it? Atmopalakshana uktam yat apahata papmatvadi. So what was stated as a lakshana, the characters of Atma, apahata papmatvam, etc. Na vijanita, which you do not see there, do not know there, tanme brutamiti anvayaha. Please, both of you, tell me. That's what Prajapati expected. Okay. Then Bhashyakara says further, Tatha kritamantau tauha prajapatihi uvacha kim pashyatha iti. So tauha avekshan chakrade tauha uvacha. One tau is what? Nominative case. Other tau is what? Accusative case. So, tauha prajapati uvacha. To both of them, Prajapati said, Kim pashyata iti. Hey, what do you see in there? They did not come back with any report. They did not say anything unusual there. They saw that it's the same thing that we have seen. So Prajapati explored further and then sort of pressed them further. That wanted to make them think. Kim pashyata iti? What do you see in that? So when Prajapati asks this question, then there is a question arises. Says Anandagiri, Prajapati vachanam upakrama anukulam na bhavati shankate. This question the part of Prajapati. Second one, Kim pashyata iti? What do you say? So thing is, that is not right on part of, it doesn't seem to be proper or right on the part of Prajapati to ask this question, what do you see? Meaning that the questioner says that we do not see the avasara or occasion for this question on the part of Prajapati based on what Prajapati has already said. He will explain. The other Tikakar explains it. See here, in the line 25th, Yat Atmanah na vijanitha tanme brutamiti maya nuyuktayoho tayoho samyak paryalochane krute. Prajapati thinks that I, who have directed this to look in the water, and yet Atmanah na vijanitha, what you do not see pertaining to Atma, tanme brutam, that you tell me the niyuktayo tayoho. So this is how I have asked them, or directed them to do. Samyak paryalochane krute. It is not just seeing. Prajapati did not mean that you see with your eyes. Akkal. The thing is, think about it. See in your mind. They just saw with the eyes, and this is the same thing we see. What Prajapati meant was that think about what you see. Samyak paryalochane krute. When they will do the apply, when they will look at it from all aspects, whether or not this deserves to be called Atma. You take the literal meaning in the beginning is all right, that the one that is seen in the eye is Atma. Okay, so now see again. Meaning think about what you have concluded. Whether the reflection deserves to be called Atma or not. Does it possess the characteristic of Atma that I have stated? Iti samyak paryalochane krute. These fellows will think that when Prajapati has now asked us to look again, there must be a reason. When Prajapati is asking us to look again at water and told us what we do not see about the Atma or do not know, understand about Atma, there must be a reason. It cannot be simply just seeing like that. Iti krute tatra apahata papmatvadi ajnanat. Then when they will think about it, this does not possess, this Atma does not possess the characteristics of apahata papmatvadi. It is sinless, it is free from old age, death, etc. Those characteristics do not apply to Atma. There is a reflection. Atmatva brahma nivrutti bhavishyati. So Prajapati thinks that Brahma, delusion that this is Atma, that Brahma will go away. They may not understand what Atma is, but at least their misunderstanding, the reflection in Atma will go away when they will subject this reflection to the scrutiny of the characteristics of Atma that I have stated. Iti abhiprayena Prajapatina niyuktayoho tayoho. So Prajapati directed them to look at the water with this in mind. Idam avabhyam avidamidi pratyukti avachanasya. But then those fellows did not come back, saying, Idam avabhyam aviditam. Sir, this we do not see. Apahata papatvam we do not see. Vijaratvam we do not see. That's when they should come back. But then ayuk pratyukti avachanasya. So when they did not come back with any kind of reply, then Prajapati should have kept quiet. Because if they say we do not understand this, then Prajapati should proceed to explain what you do not understand. But they did not say we do not understand. They think that we understand all right. Then Prajapati should not have proceeded further. So avasaradanam ayuktam. So giving them an occasion to further say, that all. So Prajapati, when he asked this question, what do you see? Prajapati gave them a further opportunity to even think. That does not seem to be right. Because Prajapati has already given them an opportunity. And they have failed to take advantage of opportunity. Then why does Prajapati again repeat himself? What more does he expect? See, when Prajapati says, Kim Pashyatha, what do you see? What does Prajapati expect? Because already Prajapati asked them to see. And tell me what the discrepancy is. They have seen. They have not found any discrepancy. Then what do you see? What is the purpose of this? This does not seem to be right on the part of Prajapati. This is the question here, No. Says, Pratyukti anantarameva Prajapati vachanasya api avakasha. Only if they had said something, this too, then only Prajapati should have proceeded further to say whatever he wanted to say. Na tatah purvam Prajapati vachan yuktam iti. But before that, having reported anything, Prajapati taking the initiative of saying, what do you see, does not seem to be right. This is a question here. No. So look at the question here. Nanu tanme prabrutam iti uktabhyam udasharave avekshanam krutva prajapataye na niveditam idam avabhyam na viditam iti anivedite cha अज्ञान हेतौ हा प्रजापतिरुवाच किं पश्यथ इति तत्र को अभिप्रायते. So nanu tanme prabhutam. Prajaspati said, whatever you do not see in there, please tell me. Iti uktabhyam, these two who were told thus, udasharave avekshanam krutva. Prajapati already said that please report to me what you do not see. So this is what they were told. Those who were told thus, they looked at the plate full of water. Udasharave avekshanam krutva. Prajapate na niveditam. But they did not come back with the statement, idam avabhyam na viditam iti. So, yet na vijanita tanme prabhutam. What you do not see, you tell me. So they should have said, we did not see this, but they did not come back with this statement, idam avabhyam na viditam iti. These two of us, we do not see this, apahata papmatvam, etc. Iti anivedite cha. So, na niveditam. They did not say this. Alright, they did not say it. Anivedete cha ajnana hetau. When they have not stated the cause of their ignorance, meaning that they have not expressed their ignorance, meaning that they do not think that they are ignorant. They do not think that they are ignorant, because if they thought that they were ignorant, that they do not know something here, then they were reported back to Prajapati, which they did not. Then Tauha Prajapatiruvacha. Then Prajapati say to the two, Kim Pashyadeti, what do you see iti? So why did Prajapati do that? Tatra ko abhipraya iti. So what is the intention on the part of Prajapati in saying, what do you see? When they have seen already. and not reported, their ignorance. So then what does Prajapati mean by saying, what do you see? Looks like this questioned part of Prajapati does not have an occasion. It is not an appropriate question of part of Prajapati. This is the question here. So that's what the Tikakara said in the line 28, Pratyukti anantarameva Prajapati vachanasyavi avakasha. Only if those Pratyukti means if those two persons had said something, reported, in reply, in response to Prajapati's direction, that what you do not see, tell me, that would be Pratyukti. So Prajapati Ukti was there, what you do not see, please tell me. Pratyukti is the reply should have been there, this is what we do not see, which we did not do. So anantarameva, without Pratyukti, Prajapati vachanasya avakasha. Anantarameva. Only when they had replied, then only there would have been an occasion or question on the part of Prajapati to say something. Na tatah purvam Prajapati vachanam yuktam. But without their coming back, saying what we don't understand, Prajapati's vachanam, what do you see, does not seem to be proper, does not seem to be appropriate. That's the question. So, anivedite ajnana karana hetau. So that anavedite ajnana hetau, as a Tikakara says, iti Prajapatehe anavasaravakyatva anupattehe. So, but then the questioner understands. So, questioner is, what is the intention of Prajapati? At the same time, the questioner understands Prajapati anavasaravakyatva anupattehe. Prajapati cannot say something which is ill-timed, anavasara, or inappropriate. So, Prajapati cannot say what is ill-timed or inappropriate. So, what Prajapati was appropriate, but we don't understand. So, tad atas abhipraya vaktavya. Therefore, please tell us what is the abhipraya, what is the intention on the part of Prajapati. Ask them, kim tatra pashyatha iti. So, kim pashyatha iti. From our standpoint, looks like there is no occasion for Prajapati to ask this. Because they have done what he directed them to do, they did not come back with this, and so that is the matter ends there. But matter did not end there. Prajapati asked them, for which we do not understand the reason. But Prajapati cannot ask something without reason. Therefore, some reason must be there. What is that reason? You understand? So, this is the question. What is the reason on the part of Prajapati when he says, Kim pashyatha iti? What do you say? Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. રણછોડનો પ્રસાદ બધાને આપી દે, વહેંચી દે. બધા રણછોડનો પ્રસાદ લઈને જજો. આજે રાજનનો જન્મ. ઓહો, આ Atma vai putra namasi. That's what it says.